District, December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. It's the stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. I believe I should fly and warm up the crowd a little bit. No. We can't have you flying around in the courtroom. It wouldn't be alright if you hit somebody. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What's it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the... Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Max, what? Answer that look in your... I like that thing that I'm flying fabulously. December 10th, 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Now does anybody have any objections? Awkward silence. What? Your Honor, get on with it. I thought we've discussed this, Francisca. No whips. It's a different one. Oh, sorry, I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, but he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind calling the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that... Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, please. I hope you don't bother me thinking you'd win this one, Miss Alright. The spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count, I tell you. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is afraid to be arrogant and annoying. And I'm going to have to pick up drinking booze because of her. Watch it, none, alright. I'll show you the textbook procedure of proving how... Me guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring your dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry up and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from your work. I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. It's the cats!
Very well. I'd like you to begin shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir.
All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony.
The night was of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m. It was extremely cold out. At the time of the circus, performers were gathered in the big top practicing their routines. The practice session broke up about 10 p.m. The murder itself took place at the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was a blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae to his neck.
I see, he was beaten to death.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim. It's the cops!
The court accepts this piece of evidence. Autopsy report added to the court record. A blunt object? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Detail of the... Okay. Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up there until the time of the crime. It's the cops!
Did it pile up?
Yes, it wasn't a big deal. It was about an inch and a half off the ground. It was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow, let me see. If that's got to be more than that. Hey, what's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe. Mr. Gumshoe? What were the members of the circus doing at the night of the crime? When you say all the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone! But the dancers and the staff were there. Did you know the animal came out and mowed the circus? The clown, Ben the ventriloquist. For some reason without Trilo. And of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica. And his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, and I almost forgot. Regent the Tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these police readings. And we will also send out an army to get you your wristwatch back. And if we don't, I will give you these 5 gold-plated wristwatches. In fact, I'll give them to you after this trial. After the practice was over, where did everybody head off to?
Regina went and displayed with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, retired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? This is awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
It seems like they were negotiating Max's salary. It's the cops!
Max was asking for Jada's hand in marriage. The murder...
I'm okay. Not a problem, pal. We got a witness that told us that we're down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? What was in the box? That's right. Victim must have been killed in a wooden box. Carrying the box home? It was rather strange, a wooden box, Connor. What do you mean? Well, it isn't much than it looked. Not to mention that it was locked. Locked, you say? What was in the wooden box? Well, when the box was locked, it was started before it knocks. Then we took it back to the station and cracked it open. What was in it was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It was filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world is it locked in that big of a box? There's only one bottle in there. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so? Especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ho ho ho. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of this, the event, now. Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe for this case. You mean that's all we're gonna get out of him? Is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet, pal. It's the cops! Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up is such a mean sound to it. I'm the sensitive guy. It's the cops! Thank you very much, Detective. Bailiff, make sure you hand him these watches later. I'll give you a raise. I'll give you a little bonus if you do this properly. I would like you to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. I wonder if Chilo will show up on the stand as well. Please to state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Chilo Quist. I'm an employee at the Operatic Theater. Excuse me? The witness on the stand is Mr. Benjamin Woodman Ventriloquist. That room must be cutting off your circulation. I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me, fine. I'll grace you with this song. Me. The world is of the law, deciding enduring guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, how do you like that? It had a good rhythm. Just the lyrics, they leave something to be desired, so to speak. Chilo, you know better than to insult the judge. Shut up! You look like your nose you would like to think that you would have a sense to... So ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance that it would help. You know the reason why your nose is the reason why you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their mind. What's going on here? Order, I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, so I'll let Trilo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony. You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went to as a new practice. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Was only heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene of the... you're sure of that?
Without a doubt. He had his silk hat, cloak, and dumb white rose on his chest. How can you mistake that crazy kid up with his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, Dress Boy.
Well, since you weren't with the... that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point. What a shame.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. A silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. Belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practices. If the clown was a murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Alright, what do you have to say?
Okay... Let me see. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right. That makes him the killer. That's when the only person heading that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. That makes Max the only one suspicious kid.
That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Ryan?
Who else could the witness have seen? But the ringmaster, Russellberry himself.
That's the victim?
That's correct. If Drilo was at the entrance of the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well.
Aha! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? ringmaster and Max were together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant's likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, then why was he, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at the stage, I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Let's move along with this. Chula wouldn't happen to have any unfair motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which probably is why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been about... Hey, what time was it? Well, I think it was around... I'd say about after 10:30 p.m., I think. This ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up? You're a big-nosed dupe. Why you telling him everything, extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. Well, what? Who said we were waiting for someone? All right. We can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. It's alright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out at the cold weather at night? Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What? You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. And am I mistaken? I'm not speaking to you! Is it true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, the method may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Alright. Then there's an obvious reason why the witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt we would have paid them a second thought. Ah! What did you say? The witness says the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not say the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could not have missed someone else over there as well. There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for that animal to... I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spill the beans for you this time. Sure, I was waiting for Regina.
Pain.
Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth, or I will throw you to the wood chipper. And anybody that will try to stop me will have a long meeting with Tentacles. Were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think you humans have a monopoly on marriage or something?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pay.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now I have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket waiting for my chance to propose to her. Of course, I also had in my pocket that night, it was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
No, you don't. You were going to propose you a puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right, but just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue your cross-examination. This puppet's really annoying me, and I want to throw him into the wood chipper, but I can't.
And what's with that sigh at the end? I want to help him with that puppet, too. You know exactly what I wanted to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring?
Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Alright, wait, this joke has gone too far. Time for this right here.
Maybe something of a joke, but I'm at a historic moment. The first time a puppet...
Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here, Miss Von Karma. And no, you have to give up that whip too.
I have another.
And that one.
Luckily, I was Specifically about the engagement, I want to stick to the facts, not sociology. You should enjoy studying the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're gonna disability me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back, thief! Didn't you just specify that this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! What is going on here? That's Ben, say something. Yeah, I don't have to don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean he put money in like a bank? Ah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I prefer you if you avoid slandering innocent yachts in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money is really a monkey in every sense of the word. Oh, I see. Well then, Money likes to go a little. Likes to go after the shiny things he can find and go after them up. Shiny. You feel like my hammer? Keep it neatly polished. Trilo, when was this doing stolen? It was the time you night the crime. What did you say? The details? I need more details. Well, it was still after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past you, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. I think might as well have been taken right around that time. Ben, what's up with you? Or whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for your fault to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I've not admitted to a thing. Not to I, Mr. Trilo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that, right? Snatching monkey. A monkey. But you weren't able to catch him. With all this, a loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does seem to prove one important point. Prove an important point. You know, I know this is giving me a penalty, but I'm gonna pick this one because obviously the other one. It's obviously one Mr. Benjamin Woodman is lacking in the area of exercise. This is clear from the testimony we just listened to. He was too slow and awkward to catch a monkey fleeing through the snow. This isn't. Maybe you should leave the courtroom drama for video games and rethink that one. Okay, I just did that one for the lols. Well, this doesn't seem to prove an important point. One important point? What could that possibly be? Yeah, the next